Joe. Let's do it like we did in the tournament.
Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house tonight? Stand up. Let me know that you understand. Is there a heart? In the house? Is there a heart in the house? You got to have love. You got to have love in your heart tonight.
Is a house for love, and I've learned that it don't take much to break a heart. Is a house for love, and I've learned. Build it up, build it up, build it up. Is a house for love, and I've learned. I've learned. A heart is a house.
You got to feel it.
And I've
You got to
learned.
feel it up. Feel it up.
It don't take much to
And on that note, happy Valentine's Day. I know it was yesterday, but happy Valentine's Day. You already know what it is. It's a pre-snap read. You know, to give all the hearts out there to the people that didn't have Valentine's. I'm giving my heart. I'm giving a pre-snap read heart to y'all. You know what I'm saying? The people that did have Valentine's. But the people that did, y'all already had a Valentine's. Y'all already did. This is for the people that didn't have Valentine's. But I'm not here alone. I am not here alone. I'm here with the lovely lady of the pre-snap reads. You already know she hailed from the boot. She get the gat. I can say all these other things, but you already know who it is. It's the lovely Rocky.
Hello, great to be back. Happy Valentine's Day. 5 Heartbeats is my movie. Let me tell you something.
What?
Look,
What?
I
What?
actually haven't seen it in a while, but that's like one of my favorite 90s movies. Like, it's up there. I love the 5 Heartbeats. But let me tell y'all something. It is great to be back. Happy Valentine's Day to you guys. Happy Valentine's Day, Ron. It's a great Wednesday. Yeah.
What?
It's a
It
great
is.
Wednesday. I feel like
It is.
this show, I feel like this week is definitely highlighting some really dope things, and we really need that.
Definitely. Jerry will be popping on shortly, so he will be coming for the people out there. Be like, "Where Jerry at? Where Jerry at?" He definitely coming on. You know, Jerry running a little bit late, but Robin, tell us how you been, because we haven't been on here about a couple weeks.
I know.
Yeah, what's been going on? What's
Look, you've been on vacation. I've been fighting for my life in school. So it's been trying, but great news to my followers in Pre-Snap Read. I actually have another show now. It is called Girls Need Girls with my great, lovely co-host Akila McGee. Soon to be Scott, because she's getting married. But shout out to Scotty and Akila for asking me to be a part of that podcast. I'm very excited to see where it takes off. But tune in on Sundays, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's Girls Need Girls. We just have all these great talks about, us as women in this society right now and just navigating through life. So we just talk about everything. We don't talk about relationships. We have talked about, how we've grown up, different reviews and perspectives, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's something new that I have going on, along with every other thing that's in my life.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Y'all go, please make sure y'all check out this show. I know some of you people are watching on Scotty 2.0. And also my channel, Bridges on Top, but make sure you subscribe to all these channels. My channel, Bridges on Top, make sure you go to Scotty channel, make sure you subscribe and watch, their shows, his shows, and what he has going on, because he is one of the pioneers that, just cleaning the way for us. And, talking about pioneers. So let's talk about this lovely lady right here.
Yes, Miss Candace Parker. Miss Parker.
Miss
She is
Parker.
making history, guys. And in the spirit of Black History Month, she is going to be the first female of color in the game of basketball to be a commentator for the 72nd NBA All-Star game that's going to be on NBA on TNT
TNT.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's gonna be really dope to see her make history. And we all know she was a phenomenal basketball player, but she's not new to the commentating game. Like she's been doing
Mhm.
this since 2018. So going into her 5th year, being in a space where she's able to cover NBA games, NCAA men's basketball tournaments, which is really huge because a lot of like great commentators are asked to do those things. So it's awesome to see her already have her foot in that realm and that foundation. But 72 years to get the first female of color to be that commentator. So that's dope. Shout out to Candace.
Yeah, and you got to think about it. We had some female commentators, like Doris. She'll be popping in and out during the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to think of another one. I can't think of her name. Reggie Miller's sister. She'll pop in and out. I don't think she stopped doing it, but
Mm-hmm.
she had been doing it a long time. But this is phenomenal as far as actually doing an All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing just for women in general. Isn't it? Don't what we just passed National Women Day a couple of weeks ago. So shout out to Candace
I do.
Parker.
And then, but we'll get another month because it's International Women's Month next month in March.
You are so right. You are so right.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna be highlighting some females that did some awesome things. This is a female that made Black history. So this Black History Month right here, fact for us, for all y'all people out there that like history and all that little stuff. Shout out
Yeah.
to Candace Parker. Shout out to the whole TNT crew with Shaq and Ernie and them. And just shout out to the NBA, just seeing that this is a need, not a want.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a
That's
need.
what I said. I was like 72 years. Come on now. But hey, it's all right. We are now here. We're going to take this moment, soak it in, and hopefully repeat it in coming years.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely,
Mhm.
definitely, definitely. Shout out Candace Parker. Shout out to the All-Star game coming on this weekend. I think February 19th, slam
Yes,
dunk contest,
Sunday.
all that stuff. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, definitely, definitely.
And it's in Atlanta. That's what I'm mad because I wish I was.
No. Actually, it's in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh, it's
Not
in
in
Salt Lake. It is in Salt Lake City. My bad, y'all.
Yeah, it's in Salt
It's
Lake City, Utah.
Salt Lake.
And I like to introduce my other co-host. I told y'all he was gonna be a little late. I told you he was gonna be a little late to the party. He had some situation going on. But hey, he back in this thing. The pre-snap read. We was divided. Now we back together as the Holy Trinity.
No,
Amen.
literally. Yes.
Amen.
Three times charm.
The Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. I like to introduce my third co-host, that Jerry Goodson, man.
What's up, man? What's up, man? Glad to be back, man. The band is all here, man. We back together, man, making it happen.
Wholesome. This is beautiful.
Yes, sir.
We haven't been together in a little minute.
So, Jerry, we just coming off this talk about Candace Parker being the first female for a color commentary for the All-Star game. Your feelings and your thoughts.
Now you know he love him some Candace Parker.
Parker's so fine, dog. Candace Parker. Hey.
There you go. She is though. She is.
Yo, if Sheldon Williams can get Candace Parker, I got a chance to get it. I tell you that right now.
I know that's right, Jerry. You better talk your stuff, sir.
To get back to the topic, I'm extremely excited for her. She's a very colorful, athlete. She's done a lot in her sport. Win championships. I think she was probably the first. Well, I think she was the first popular. I know Lisa Leslie dunked before her, but I think she was like the more of a popular athlete during that time, especially in my era of an athlete, a female athlete dunking. So I'm extremely excited for her to be getting this NBA All-Star gig because she's gonna do well, man. I've seen her go in, go to bat with Shaq on a couple of things, and I've actually agreed with her on a lot of things. So She knows a lot about basketball, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's one thing to play, but it's another thing to talk about it. Some people can't talk.
Yeah. Because some people just be talking
Some
out
people
the side of
cannot
their neck.
talk.
They can't talk.
Yeah, something. Yeah. No, what you say? Yeah.
Tom Brady. I don't think Tom Brady should be a podcaster. Okay, that's
For
it.
real,
That's
for
all.
real. I don't like Charles Barkley like that because he be talking reckless.
Look, but that's interesting you say that because I feel like in this era of like society and where we are, I feel like Charles Barkley has like exceeded his realm. Like it
Oh
was
yeah.
funny when he started, you know what I'm saying? Because he would just start it up, especially his banter with Shaq. Like I feel like that duo was definitely something we all looked forward to seeing, or just like it just to have the comedic relief, really. But I feel like he also knows what he be talking about. But I feel like now it's almost like it's now overboard. Like you're now doing the most. And it's like
Right.
it's crazy to kind of see that in that perspective. But hopefully, Candace,
But,
you don't get that. I'm just playing. You're
right.
fine.
But
You're
Shaq don't do it as much as him. But Shaq I don't know. Shaq straight, but Charles Barkley.
This is what I take out of it. When they're speaking about the individual, sometimes, not all the time, the individual as far as in-game basketball stuff is true.
Yeah.
Because some athletes have to do better as far as, what they're doing on the court. Now, when they start talking about the off-court issues, like with Kyrie Irving and other players, that's when, me personally, I don't agree with it.
That's a good
So
point.
that's how I feel about Shaq and Charles. If
Yeah.
you talking about in-game stuff, I kind of agree with. Like, Kevin Durant, you gotta show up. You got to.
Right.
You supposed to be the second best player in the world. Quotation marks beside it because it changed every week.
Oh yeah.
But
I'll agree with it. I think that's the point. That's a good take, Ron.
Yeah. So, but it is what it is. All-Star game coming up. Definitely everybody usually watch the All-Star game. It's better than the NFL Pro Bowl. So yeah, see, I done struck a nerve.
Pro Bowl.
I done struck a nerve. Look, Jerry, I done struck a nerve.
Man.
Somebody is punching the air right now, Ron. I just want to let you know that right now. Somebody is punching.
Because the Pro Bowl needs some help.
7-on-7 balloon contest. Oh my! No, I didn't sign up for that. Oh my God.
That's what I'm telling you, Jared. That's what they like. They want to see that now. Diversity and inclusion.
I would never see that. Maybe y'all want to see that. I don't never want to see.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't watch it, so I'm not gonna be hypocritical. I didn't watch it, so therefore.
The only thing I watched was the passing challenge and the dodgeball because they've been had the passing challenge for years and they've been had the dodgeball for years. That the other things they could have did something else. They could have did a race. They could have did an obstacle course. They could really kept the same system they had for old school and just put it in a new environment. But they overthink. Some
it's just so far unrelated because like the NBA All-Star is that each individual, whether it's the dunk contest, the 3-point shootout, or the game itself, like it's all caters to basketball. While like
you're on the right track.
It's just
go ahead.
Because I'm like I'm trying to be as transparent as possible, but also objective in the sense of like the games that they play kind of still related to football in a sense. Let's be honest, because 7-on-7, no, it's not a traditional game of football, but it was flag football. Okay, it was flag football.
That's it.
Okay.
7-on-7. That's it.
Okay.
Toss.
Okay.
Water balloon.
But you still gotta catch it. And you can't drop it. So that's like it's like the slam dunk contest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're getting different versatility of ways to catch the balloon and not
but this is the thing, Robin. You can some of those dunks that they're doing, not all of them, some of those dunks that they're doing, you can see in the game. You can see between the legs. You can see a windmill. You can see somebody doing off the backboard and something crazy. I don't think nobody gonna be looking
I
for.
get it, but it's like, but listen, Ron, it's like when who jumped over the car? Was that Blake Griffin?
Yeah, that was Blake.
You're not gonna see a car. How did the car get in?
You are right.
In the arena, but you know what, on the court. You know what I'm saying? Which I know is possible depending on the arena, but I'm just like, that's not directly related to basketball. It's like it's adjacent, but it's still so far-fetched. But I feel like that was more impressive. That's why we didn't have a problem with that. Like that was dope to see, even if you didn't see it and that's why I agree with you guys of like the pro football game, like the event and how it's just being organized is just like, oh, let's just see how many views we can get instead of it actually being more catered to the game of football. But I mean, hey, this is the first year they've ever done a water balloon toss, right? Is this the first year?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. So maybe they'll look back on this. Maybe they'll watch our show and be like, they have a point. Let's never do that again. That's all we can hope.
This what Robin. This what they need to do. They need to call us. So I was like, hey, can the Priest Not Read come down here and host the All-Star event?
Because we can do that.
We can do it. We ain't gonna ask for much.
You know what I would love to see.
We're gonna ask for hotel and flight and for compensation, of us working. That's
what you want to see.
Listen. Let me explain something to you. I would love that opportunity. Don't get me wrong. But what I would implement is like, and this may be corny, y'all, but I think it would be hilarious if we have like a dance off, but like people's touchdown dances. And I want to see how creative they can get. Because y'all, like when you think of like the gritty, when you think of like people, what they be doing, sometimes they be eating. I don't know, they be doing a lot of stuff. But Travis Kelce did something and he act like I think he was, I don't know what he was doing, mowing the lawn. I don't know. Anyway, I think that would be funny, but it still pertains to football. In a sense. Like it's exaggerated football. Like I think that would be funny. Like if they want a comedic relief, if they don't want to be like NBA All-Star, sure. But I don't know. The water balloon toss was a bit much. I will say that.
Somebody give her a check. That's it. They get they catch a little celebration. That's it.
Roger Cadell. We waiting on your call. That's all I'm saying. We waiting.
We got Roger Cadell. We got Robin Cadell.
We'll be right here. Hey, right here. I love that. Shoot. Good for us.
Shoot. Talking about NFL. Shoot.
Yeah, Ken Riley. All hail FAMU. Look, this is something that I'm going to directly quote from HBCU Game Day. Also, guys, if you don't know about HBCU Game Day, definitely log in to their website. They be posting all types of articles, news. They are up to date on every single topic related to HBCU sports. So definitely follow them. But I thought this was really interesting how they said it took 40 years, 1 month, and 8 days since Ken Riley played his last game in the NFL to end his final piece to his career legacy. That, ladies and gentlemen, that is really like outstanding to just think about. Not how old he is. This is not debating his age. This is after he has played his last game, not even considering the games and the years that he's played, but 40 years. Right after his last game in his career. And now we are finally able to name Kenneth Jerome Riley, his full government, of course, in the Hall of Fame. And that's really exciting. And it's great that he's able, I think when it comes to Hall of Fames, it's really important that people are like able to actually witness it. Because how many times that we've seen, you know, players that are not able to be there, you know, to actually receive the award and the achievement of that recognition. And it's great to be able to see that someone of his caliber is able to experience and enjoy that moment of being in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say that he needs to live it up. I hope he has a great time.
Yeah. Jerry, you want to go? Or you want me to go?
You go ahead and go first, dog. I got some stuff I got to get off my chest regarding this.
Yeah, I do too. So I'm probably gonna piggyback off of you. Gonna go back and forth. First of all, congratulations to the Riley family. I know they've been fighting for a long time. Congratulations to FAMU. I know I talked with the recruiting coach. They've been fighting this for a long time before even Coach Simmons was there. They've been fighting for this. 40 years. You got to think about it. I'm about to turn 30 next month. Like, come on, that's a shame for, to me. That's a shame for the NFL to just to wait that long to put somebody in the Hall of Fame when he played a 15-year career for a corner. When you play 15 years and you're playing the era they played in, and he played, that's a long time. And we're talking about people that get concussions and go back on the field. Robin, go ahead. You got a question?
Was that a Megatron?
I just made a discovery, and now I'm upset. Now I'm upset.
Okay, though. It's okay.
Ooh, go ahead. Let it out, Robin. Let it out.
We're going to get into that, Rob. It's all right.
Mr. Riley unfortunately passed away June of 2020.
Yep.
In my mind, I'm thinking that this man is alive and well and about to receive this award.
No.
I literally, y'all, now I'm upset because I literally was speaking about how people wait so late to award folks to the point where they can't even enjoy it. I literally just said it. And now I'm finding out that this man passed away 3 years ago.
Yeah. That's why I told Ron to go ahead and go. Like, yeah, I ain't going. I'm going to say something. Let it on.
But
I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The Lord just told me to continue scrolling. Because like I said, I stopped at the beginning of the article, how it's talking about it's been so long to celebrate, you know, Ken Riley and his achievements. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, like it made me feel like, okay, yes, he gets to experience it. No idea that y'all done waited until this man passed away to ignite.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm upset. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I was going to hit on. You know, he was born in 1947. You know what I'm saying? And it means he probably played 50s, 60s, you know, back when, you know, we have opportunity to play football in the NFL anyway. So for him to have, you know, a 15-year career, that speaks a lot to not only his ability to play football, but to his mental toughness as an individual to go through what he had to go through with, you know, discrimination, racism, all that in the NFL. And that's why I was kind of like, I mean, I'm happy he's in, but it shouldn't have taken this long for him to get into the Hall of Fame. You know, he had 65 interceptions. I think he has 5 touchdowns. Like, this is a Hall of Fame guy. And I don't really understand what took so long, or, you know, it might have just been like, I don't know, man. I feel like back then there's so many people that have been swept under the rug because of discrimination and things like that, that we have a hard time catching up to. But I mean, still, that's not an excuse, because he was a phenomenal player at FAM, a phenomenal NFL player, and he should have been in the Hall of Fame. He should have been able to experience this before 2020. This should have happened like 2000s at the latest.
Yeah.
Because what? Okay.
And this is my thing too. Just picking back off of you, Jerry. He played in the AFL his first year. Then
Right.
he went into the merger with the NFL and kept going. And like you said, Jerry, he playing in the 70s and the high 80s. So you're playing through racism, you playing through all that. You playing through the freaking the 70s, 80s, that's dang almost near the cocaine era. Just to be honest with you, they try to bring it and infiltrate it through the black neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, and for him to have a 15-year career and have like 5, 6, the most he ever had was in a season was 9 interceptions.
Crazy.
And all in total, you have 65. It's not a lot of players that can't even get 20 interceptions in a whole probably 10 or 5, even 15-year career sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I mean, it speaks to his abilities, man. It definitely speaks to his abilities. I mean, if you look like interceptions are hard to come by. Like if you look at Jalen Ramsey last year, Jalen Ramsey only had 4 picks the whole year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Picks aren't like tackles. You gotta bait the quarterback, then you gotta jump the ball. It's a lot that goes into an interception. So for him to get how many you say he had?
9 1 year. He has 9 1 year.
Nine interceptions. That's incredible.
Yeah. And shoot, this is a question that I want to throw to y'all because I know, still talking about prime time on this show, Coach Dion. He said it should be levels to the Hall of Fame. And for me, for football, I do agree. It should be some type of levels. They need to change up the voting. They need to do certain things so we know that person really deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Does it need to be tiers in the Hall of Fame, or does it need to be like a bronze, silver, or gold level in the Hall of Fame? What are your opinions about that?
Go ahead, Rob.
I don't know if I agree with having levels. I think that could potentially take away of the value of receiving such recognition and achievement, that it's giving this aura of like, we want everybody to win. Like, oh, you get a participation award, you did this, because it's like, and the teacher part of me is like, oh yes, I want more individuals to have, the accomplishment of receiving whatever tangible reward, because essentially this is in the grand scheme of things tangible. But even just the noticement, like I get how doing a leveled system, having a bronze, silver, gold status could open up that doors that more people would be invited into that space. But I don't I feel like that could potentially again take away from, well, why do we have a Hall of Fame in the first place? Is it so that we could try to get in as many people? Or is it to recognize those specific individuals who had top tier talent, who were overall great characters? And I'm not saying that we can't highlight all of them, but I feel like it could shift the importance of it. Now it's like, oh, I may not have gotten gold, but I got bronze. But it's like, well, what is that measurement? I think that the measuring tool on deciding how you're going to differentiate between the levels and who fits in those categories, I feel like could become complex and become complicated and conflicting, really, because it's like, who I arguably believe should be silver got bronze, or who got gold should be at silver. Like it separates it too much. While I feel like having what we have already, the final say so, you earn that jacket, that recognition because of everything you've done, not measuring what those things are. We're putting it all together. And I feel like that holds a little bit more value than the leveled system, is what my experience, what my perception should be.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with some of your points. Most of them actually. I don't agree with the tier system or the level system, because to me it's dividing up an item that shouldn't be divided up. Either you are or you're not.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because now if you're a bronze Hall of Famer and then somebody else is a gold Hall of Famer, it's almost like you're looked down upon.
Mm.
I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that's the case. So it's like, oh, you got bronze, but hey, you ain't like me. You ain't gold. Like you ain't really
Right.
doing it. And that's not what I think it should be, because that's a measurement contest of that we don't want to get into. But I do like the statistic side of it. I think putting statistics, if you can average this amount of points, this is the bare minimum to get in. If you want to have a little bit more of a structured scale, and for players that didn't play that long, or players that had a lot of injuries in their career, or things like that, that didn't necessarily make it to those particular points, it could always be a voting system for secondhand, like, oh, the fans voted him in, or this guy got in straight off of the stats.
Mm-hmm.
Be both ways you're able to get in.
Second part question. What do you think about people that's voting that people that haven't got in yet? Like, i.e. Ocho Cinco, i.e. Devin Hessner. These people huh?
Who is IE?
No, I'm just saying, like, in general. Like,
That's an example.
Yeah, an example.
I've never heard.
You for real?
Never heard that. What the hell is that? IE? Never heard that.
He said, "Who is IE?"
What the hell is
I'm not gonna hold you, Jerry. I really thought you was playing just now, but your face said no. Who else is it?
IE?
Give an example. You've never heard? Okay, like when
An
people
example.
are like listing things off, and they be like, "IE." Like if you say, what is the best mode of transportation? The best mode of transportation is like getting a subway car, i.e. going to the subway train, grabbing a car. Like it's giving you an example of what it looks like.
EX. EX. That's all I see. EX. I never seen IE.
Okay, well, all right.
Hey man,
All
you win
right.
something.
Hey, guess what?
And
you
there's
learn
never
something every day. You learn
there it
something every
is.
day.
Thank you, Ron. You took it right out of my mouth. Okay,
Learn
you learn
something every
something
day.
every day.
I know somebody watching this show right now, like, damn, I don't know what the hell an IE is.
No, it was the question, Ron, it was his question. That's it. Wait a minute. Who was IE? Because he said, who deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but ain't in the Hall of Fame?
You followed up with Ocho Cinco. I'm like, damn, that must be a nickname. Shit. Who don't know? I don't know who IE.
Yo, that
my
was
God.
funny. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry, for that.
We needed that.
No,
We
seriously.
needed that.
Um,
But like I was saying,
yeah.
what about the people that has the numbers that's not getting in? We have Devin Heston, we have Chad Johnson, we have a couple of players that been retired for a good minute, or that time frame where you have to be retired to get in the Hall of Fame that's not in. So what do we say to them players that has the numbers and they see repeatedly, like every year, somebody else getting in the Hall of Fame, but not them, and they have better numbers than them?
I think for me, I'll take this first, is that it's just like any other system that requires a vote of like who literally gets the recognition and who doesn't. And I feel like, to compare, like when I think about award shows that we have in this society, when we are, we have categories of things that, we in our minds feel like the folks who deserve it. And then what ends up happening? Someone else gets it. And it's like, wait, what happened to these folks? And I feel like comparing to football is that just some players are sometimes in those same predicaments of like, even though they didn't get it, doesn't mean they don't deserve it. Because we can argue, just like with the examples you gave, it's like, okay, those folks, they deserve it and they don't have it yet. But I mean, what is there to do unless we change the system of how we are, voting these these folks in? Who is the deciding factor? Because I feel like they have these, I guess, templates or rubrics. I don't really know how people get the Hall of Fame. I don't know what goes into voting, but I'm sure they have some type of template that they each follow every year to determine who would be, the person they'll name, hence why they have more than one. But I think that sometimes it's more subjective than we would want to really accept, of like, we can sit up here and have our own views on who we think should get it and who shouldn't. But if it's not the majority, we're not going to be, our vote is not going to count. You know what I'm saying? Or it's just not going to have an effect. So I just think that those players who are in that boat of like, they could, it's really not, it's not a concrete way of like saying, oh, well, what happens to them? Are we forgetting about them? I don't think so. I just think that sometimes we have a messed up, jacked up system on how we're voting, or not even us. Cause like, do we even vote? Like as civilians, we don't vote who the Hall of Fame is, right? Like they go off of statistics and other things and stuff. Like they
Yeah,
don't do like a choice.
it's the writers. It's the writers that write well, the newspapers and articles and all that other
Right.
stuff.
Right. So irrelevant people, honestly. Like I'm not saying,
Yeah.
well, let me clear that up so somebody attack me. I just feel like it, along with those folks, could make a difference. Who else could we add to the committee that decides? And I feel like people outside of that, like maybe we'll have coaches be in the few that determines like the votes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like just like how anybody does, I don't know if every college does this or university, but like within conferences, they award athlete of the week, coach of the week. And a lot of those times, those polls are sent to each individual school to determine who they think should win. And they're voting for each other. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that would be a better solution on how to make it a little bit more fair when determining who should be named and who shouldn't. But I mean, that's just how I feel about awards in general when it comes to our society. I just feel like I don't like to say rigged because I just feel like that's cliche, but I feel like it's somewhat fixed in a way that it's really not flexible enough to look at other perspectives.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think putting those people back in the hands of the coaches and the players, people that actually have experience with these individuals, would make a big difference. Because I'm not gonna lie, I read a lot of stuff, a lot of sports writers, listen to a lot of videos, just like the podcast we on right now. A lot of people that have a platform don't know what the hell they talking about.
Yeah,
That's
that's
plain.
very true.
So I mean, to me, go to the players, coaches, or like I said, it's a number, like a statistic that represents how much they averaged, or a certain milestone they met. The same way like LeBron has the most points ever. Like anybody that has the most of anything ever, I feel like you should be up there. Most
Yeah.
Yeah.
tackles, most touchdowns, like that should be given. But players like Ocho Cinco, i.e., Steve Smith, you know, uh, they haven't been accepted into the Hall of Fame, and I think it is a disgrace to the NFL, because we have a lot of players that need to be in the Hall of Fame that aren't in it yet.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. Well, players that played last Sunday night, some of them would definitely be in the Hall of Fame. But
Oh, yes. For sure. All of
Trans,
y'all. I have a question. Who'd y'all go for?
I went for the Eagles. Yeah, I went for the Eagles.
Eagles?
Yeah.
Same.
yeah,
Same.
I mean, it's the Bruhs, Microsoft 5, Jalen Hurts, so I had to go for my dog.
Oh, absolutely. I was going for Jalen Hurts, but for Nicole Lynn being the first Black woman to have a client in the Super Bowl. So, yes, yes, I was. I said, go Nicole.
The
I
Black
love
girl.
that. Look, I love Philly, but I feel like it was a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely went exactly how I felt like it was going to be, as far as like the nail biting intensity, going back and forth, play for play. I felt like that was not abnormal. I felt like that was expected, at least on my part. Um, I definitely want to highlight the four HBCU players, two HBCU players on Kansas City Chiefs and two from Philly. I want to pull up their names actually, because that's huge to
Yeah.
be, alums of HBCUs and be at the Super Bowl. And now for the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champs. Like, okay, because we
And
always,
Robin, this is the
yeah, go
thing.
ahead.
They didn't sit on the bench. They contributed.
No,
They got
they played.
Yeah.
they got in the game.
So
Got in the
I
game.
think that, yeah, that was dope. Oh, I have their names here because I want to show absolute respect for them. So it was um Philadelphia Eagles defensive back Franklin Mack McCain. He came from North Carolina A&T. Hello.
Sure.
Eagles
Oh,
defensive tackle Javon Hargrave. He's from South
Stay.
Carolina State. Um, Cook, he came from Howard. He said Cincinnati via Howard. So I'm assuming maybe he transferred.
yeah, I
Yeah.
believe
Um,
he was a grad transfer, so he got his degree in his last year. And
yeah, yeah, that's amazing. And then the fourth player, I'm trying to find the fourth young man.
Williams from Fayetteville State.
Yeah, Williams from Fayetteville
hey,
State. So
I
yeah,
He must be
one
a
of
dog.
them dogs,
he
yes,
has
sir.
to be at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely want to shout out to them for, making history. Look, February has been a great month for Black
It
History.
has. It has. For sure.
Like, love that for them. But I'm not mad. I'm not mad that Kansas won. I definitely was shedding a little tear when Rihanna performed because my homegirl is pregnant again, and I hope it's a girl.
You ain't the only one that shed a tear. I shed a tear too.
Listen, I said, look at her.
I think,
I felt like
I
a
think
proud
everybody said it too.
Like, damn, ASAP, can you let it heal first? Hey,
No,
let's go.
He said
he
he's shooting
said
at the club.
he said actually the deadline was 11:59, and I went 11:59.
Like, damn, dog, you just let one out.
No.
He
He
said,
said I ain't play. He said I'm put my stamp on it. I ain't playing. Ain't none of y'all can have it. It's mine.
did
He
y'all
said,
see the
"This is
pictures they
mine."
posted on Instagram? Well, they had a video, not a video shoot, excuse me, a magazine shoot. And it's all three of them. It's the baby boy, it's her, it's ASAP. It looks beautiful. That was just really nice. I have a question though. Speaking of, um, did y'all better question. How did y'all feel about the comparison between Rihanna and Beyonce in regards to the Super Bowl performance? I would love
It's
to hear.
apples to oranges. You can't I can't do it. I can't compare. The only thing, because I was telling my friends, I was like, first of all, this is a new generation. Jay-Z
We don't know them.
Jay-Z, like, think about it. As far as the Janet Jackson one,
Mhm.
that was last generation. That
Right.
you know what I'm saying? See, look at Jerry. Yeah, exactly. So now we're in a new generation. They just, like, when Shakira was on stage, they criticized her. They criticized her for, like, oh, that was too sexual. Like, oh, that was too much movement of the hips and all that. They was criticizing her. Then you got to think about this. Jay-Z's job is on the line.
Mm-hmm.
That point. But Beyonce and Rihanna, like, Beyonce gonna do what she do. That we all know what type of caliber performer she is. When Rihanna, she got a baby, she did what she could do, and I thought it was cool. I was like, okay, shoot, she got a baby. She really can't move like she wants. She probably could, but she don't want to move too much. And first of all, she on the thing like this, hanging up in the air. I ain't doing no type of dancing.
Listen, when I saw her
100 feet
Oh.
up in the air.
levitating,
Oh.
I said,
Is
she in the
I'm not
ceiling?
trying to break my neck and
Oh.
fall, and I got a baby. Try to levitate up in the air. That's number one.
Listen.
And I'm pregnant. That's number two. And I'm trying to go home with this bag. That's number three. So hey, just put it that way.
Y'all said go home with the bag, not in a bag. Fall off.
There it is. There it is.
So, dog, I agree. I mean, like, first off, if she wasn't pregnant, I do want to say this before I say anything. I don't think she is the same type of performer as Beyonce anyway. So you can't even compare these two because they're not the same type of artist to perform in that setting. For two,
this ain't BET.
Lady, huh?
This ain't BET.
It's not. It's not uncut. BET uncut. It's not. It's, on number two, this young lady is pregnant. It was easy to see that she had a baby in her stomach. So y'all lucky she came in the first place. And she just
preach.
Like how long it take a woman? Like it take a woman. I don't know how long it take a woman for the heal from having a baby, but like dog, like our life came out of this woman not too long ago. Y'all got her like on stage, 40,000 feet in the air, swinging back and forth. Like come on now. And then on three, like I said, she was up in the ceiling, and it was multiple people dancing on one platform. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm not going nowhere.
No.
Yeah, bro. So to me, I mean, could it? I'm not gonna say it was a perfect performance. I thought she did well. I think people were mad because she didn't bring out another artist, and that's not for her to. I mean, that's not necessarily her job, but you know, I do you. But I do think she did a very good job, and I think I enjoyed it.
Okay, I just wanted to know, from y'all's perspective, because I have my own. I think no, y'all really touched on a lot of great points, especially the fact that they're two different performers. They're two different artists. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I hate that they're just immediately holding Beyonce to like this standard of if you're not there, then you're here. And I'm like, but that's not true at all because Rihanna has never been the same style of performer as Beyonce before her pregnancy. And even as a pregnant woman, of course, like you said, Jerry, like it does take time for you to heal before going into that next phase. But women are proven to be superheroes. Let me just say. So if they want to go out and shake some booty, you know what I'm saying, with their baby and bundle of joy still baking in the oven, they're going to do just that. But I feel like even if that wasn't the case in scenario, one, the songs that Rihanna chose to sing, we didn't need nobody else on those tracks because she did those tracks with herself. Granted, there was a couple of songs that also had other features, but the element that I feel like she brought was what she wanted and what her strengths were. And I hate that they just immediately just started attacking this whole comparison between the two, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I sang every song. And listen, standing up, karaoke night.
We like to compare everybody. Like we like to compare LeBron and Mike, Drake and J. Cole. And what did J. Cole say? We act like two legends cannot coexist.
Like leave it alone. And people be doing that because they were trying to stir mess between the two people that they are comparing.
And guess what? They underneath almost the same label. Almost Rock Nation.
Listen,
Jay-Z.
Well, it depends on how you look at
view it. Yeah. But still, Jay-Z.
Yeah. No, I get it's all like a family affair at this point. So it's like
damn near.
leave it alone. Let them rock how they gonna rock.
I was just happy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Sure, but as far as the Super Bowl game goes, it was a good game, back and forth. The Chiefs showed why they're a better why they're a better team as far as coaches wise, because of what he did on the last minutes of the game. He could have scored, but he didn't. So, just going again as far as like coachings and all this other stuff, Philadelphia did have the better team, but it's Kansas City Chiefs had a better coaching staff. I can say that for as far as that game, recapping everything. But it was a good game. Jalen Hurts made history as far as, 4 touchdowns for himself, as far as quarterback, 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 passing. People say Jalen Hurts cannot throw the ball down the field. Literally, he showed you he can drop dimes. Then just a testament to Patrick Mahomes playing on a messed up ankle, messed it up again, and still went out there and freaking balled. That's a testament to his will and his willpower for his team. It was just a great game, great halftime. Even the national anthem was good. The Black national anthem was good. Everything was just good about the game.
Yeah.
That kind of surprised me when they did that. Because, NFL usually ain't been catering towards black folks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I was, all right, they're doing a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody, every Karen and Kevin, they was mad at home talking about why we have to have a black national anthem.
They're mad at everything we do that's for us.
Right.
Because it's not for them.
Exactly. We can say black people need to pick our nose. They'll get, why do black people get to pick their I don't understand that.
I want to get in there and dig for gold.
Yeah. Why?
Oh, man.
But yeah, Super Bowl definitely it came and passed, and it was definitely lovely, man. Definitely lovely.
Mm-hmm. Schedule review. We are going to sit and talk a little bit about schedule. Specifically, Southern University released their 2023 football schedule, and South Carolina State has also issued their football schedule for 2023. So starting off with, who is this, Southern?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Southern. So first, they will be starting off their season with Alabama State University at Alabama. And then, of course, going to Jackson State following that. Alabama and A&M. Pine Bluff is on the schedule. Florida A&M. Lincoln University in California, but they're playing at home. Y'all know anything about Lincoln University?
That's a division. That's a new team, Division II team that will have all away games. They will have all the away games. They just started their program. We'll be playing them too. So I think they're going to be on the road all year, basically.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. But I think
considering what these games are looking like, which games do you guys look forward to seeing?
You can go first, Jerry.
Of course, you know who I'm gonna say, but I think that's an easy.
The Rattlers.
Right. I really want to see Alabama State. Oh, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I like the Alabama State team a lot. I think they actually last year. I think their team was better than Southern. To be honest. So that's the game I'm looking forward to seeing those two go at it. I don't know. Both of those quarterbacks on those teams.
Well, you got to think about it. McKay is out. Southern has a new quarterback that can somewhat throw better than McKay. He can actually, hit his targets. So, we got to think about the recruiting process and all, and what's going in the hand.
No, to me, Alabama State has all of the facilities that they need to be able to recruit the best.
Yeah, you're right.
Both of them Alabama schools, because they got facilities at A&M as well. But no. I do want to see that game though.
Yeah, definitely. For me, it's definitely at the Alabama State game. I think that's going to be a good game, especially Alabama State defense to test them. First game of the season, how many points you can hold them to, because not a lot of teams really scored tremendous amount of points on that team. Just coming off the bat of their good season with Coach Eddie Ra, which we all predicted thought they was going to have a bad season because real estate agent and all this. But another game, Alcorn. I think that's going to be a good game, and the Prairie View game. Those two games are going to be meaningful. To be in their division and trying to win out and trying to go back to the SWAC championship. I think those are going to be good as far as competition goes and as far as what is at him as far as the end of the season. For you two guys, what you think Southern overall winning losing record is going to be?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think they're going to. I feel like, at least I would hope, that they're going to be more cohesive this year.
11 games.
Cohesive and consistent this year. At least that's what I'm hoping for. So with that mindset, I would say how many games they have? One, two,
It's 11.
11. Okay, 11 games. I would say 7-4.
Okay, 7-4.
Because
I'm
I'm
right there.
looking at the schedule and I'm like, there's definitely some good, teams here, but I also feel like should they come out with the mindset that I'm hoping that they could, coming off of last season into this season, they can definitely be the better team to some of these people on the schedule. So I would say 7-4.
Gotcha. Jerry, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, I haven't really heard too much about recruiting wise who they landed this year. And I mean, I haven't really looked like dove into it either, so I'm kind of ignorant on who they have received in this transfer portal thing. But I don't think they really got anybody that's crazy. I
Uh,
think they're going to end up with around the same record of what they had last year, which I believe was 7-5, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
yeah.
maybe one or two more games. Let's go. Ooh, I can't say 8-3. 8-3 too good for me. Man,
Don't renege.
I mean they are playing a Division II school here, which this Division II school lost by 30 points to Texas Southern last year. I'll say eight. I'll say 8-3.
8-3. 8-3. Jerry, I gotta swear. Think great minds think alike. Going into these first two games is going to be hard. It's like a coin flip with either one of them. More so Alabama State's the coin flip, not really Jackson State. We just got to see what they do in the beginning of the season. As far as the rest of the way down, they may can get 3 losses in the beginning of the season coming into October. Then I can kind of see them turning around at the tail end of the season. That's how I feel. I say they come off 8-3 too, because at first I feel like they're not going to be cohesive. Then they're going to get in there. They're going to get Dooley going to get in his bag during the end of the season. Basically, I'm trying to say Dooley going to get in his bag. So 8-3 to me, I got it written down. I'm gonna make sure we keep all this so we can come back to it.
Oh,
But Robin, any games that you looking forward to? Because this is your area. You from the boot. This your area.
child. I got so many different, people I gotta be loyal to. You know what I'm saying? I got fam now. You can't be putting my business out. So I think I'm definitely looking forward to the game against Jackson State because I just want to see the dynamic shift or if there is a dynamic shift with Jackson State's new leadership. I want to see what that looks like for them. So yeah, definitely would like to see Southern Jackson State, and um, I would say, probably for the same reasons. Bethune-Cookman. Just because right now I'm like, what y'all gonna do? What y'all got
Man,
going on? Like I love, of course, like the FAMU game is gonna be like a hit, but like I'm interested in seeing like because we've seen last year with those teams and now these like Southern is fairly new with leadership, but they're still more consistent than these other two programs that have the complete shift. So I'm interested in seeing how that game is going to go for them, just to
okay,
see.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Okay, cool. So me and Jerry got it at 8-3 Southern, and Robin has
7-4.
7-4.
We not
Yes,
Okay,
far,
sir.
not far off.
okay, okay. Let's go to South Carolina State. Now they schedule
Yeah.
is a different type of beast. These first couple of games.
Yes,
Yeah,
they are. Because what is that?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
what
That
is
that
Jackson State first, then Charlotte, then Georgia Institute of Technology, and then an open. So they don't even have a game scheduled September 16th.
then they play
Ooh,
the
ooh,
Citadel.
ooh.
And actually, this is surprising to me as far as South Carolina State playing the Citadel in Orangeburg. You know, that's a dominantly PWI school, and they playing the Citadel in Orangeburg. It's very rare teams go to, South Carolina State to play.
So I have a question real quick. So is there a
Mhm.
university called the Citadel?
Yeah, it's a military school.
Yeah. You never heard of? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's a
I've
military
never,
school.
nope. I'm
yeah.
going to be
Yeah,
very honest, transparent with you all. I've never heard of the Citadel.
it's a small school. It's a small
I
school,
do see
but
that military
That's
yeah,
where
college in South Carolina.
that's where Shotgun went. Shotgun Willie Simmons.
yeah,
Who?
he went. Coach Willie.
Coach really went to Citadel?
He went to Citadel, then he went to Clemson.
I knew he
Yeah,
went to Clemson, but I didn't know about Citadel.
yeah.
Wow. All right now. I love to
So,
learn.
did you say anything about Georgia Tech?
Oh, we already know that that's gonna be
Oh,
yeah.
I just didn't hear you mention it.
Oh no, we don't want to mention that game.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
at this schedule, dog. These first three. You ever seen Scary Movie when what's the black girl name, Rob? Oh, Scary Movie.
Regina Hall.
Regina Hall. She had the movie. She like, oh, that's some scary shit.
Brenda.
Dog, when I look at this schedule, dog, that's what I see. Oh, that's scary.
They said they're going to start off with a bang. They
Yo,
got real good faith.
snap.
I love to see it though. I love that they have good faith in how they're starting off their season.
But yeah, attest to you, Robin. Jerry, you funny as hell. But attest to you, Robin, like for real, they are really starting off. This is probably the strongest HBCU schedule right now that I see as far as competition outside of HBCU realm.
dog, they starting off 0-4.
Okay.
Nah, not the Citadel now. I think they could beat the Citadel now. I think
Well,
they
wait,
can.
they have a game.
Playing,
But listen, they have a game before the Citadel, so they may be 1-3. Just saying,
Who they gonna beat?
because they have a game in
Oh, they
between the Citadel. It's open, but we don't know who they're playing because it goes
oh they got
Jackson State, Charlotte, Georgia Tech, open. So I'm assuming open is they're probably going to schedule somebody later because that's
They
not a
may. They
because
may.
they have
They may.
another open spot the 30th. So
Yeah.
either they haven't scheduled their bye yet.
Yeah.
Because one of those weeks, this could happen. Either they don't have to schedule nobody and their schedule is finalized, or A, they can schedule somebody for one of those games. I knew for a fact we was supposed to play them, but I think we took them off the schedule for I don't know why, because we usually play South Carolina State literally every year.
Mm-hmm.
So I know they took us off the schedule this year.
Man, this is a byproduct of just what's going on in the MEAC, dog. It's bad.
Hey,
Yeah.
they're holding on strong, and I love that for them.
But besides that, what game would y'all look forward to as far as these? I don't know about these top four, but let's go
Central.
let's go down to the MEAC. What games in the MEAC will we be looking forward to as far as South Carolina State?
Central.
Central?
Yes, because I need for Central to redeem themselves.
Definitely.
They
For
lost.
regular season, like and I know they did, but I need for them to meet up with them and get their behinds beat again. So yes, I do.
I'm looking at Howard, man. That game is what's standing out to me. Howard actually did a lot better than I thought they were going to do last year.
Yep.
I really don't see South Carolina State making it a pattern of doing as bad as they did last year. I don't see it going, well, hell, this schedule should say otherwise, but in conference play,
Oh, God.
I'm dead.
That's funny. Actually, I agree with both of y'all. The Central game and the Howard game. Those two key games really like conducted who was the MEAC champion. As far as I don't know what the hell they did a co-champion for Howard. I think that was just asinine for the MEAC. But yeah, those two games right there, back to back like that, and you either come off a high on the low, just trying to win either one of these games.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely see how they can come out, especially with the North Carolina Central and almost all their people returning. That's tough.
Yep.
That's tough. So, Robin, what their record looking like this year?
6-5.
Ooh, that ain't bad. Mom next. Are we just moving on like that?
Yeah, you next.
All right. One. I got 5 and 6.
5 and 6. Whew, this is tough because yeah, I know. The thing about South Carolina State is they can prove us wrong. I know that for a fact. I know because you got to think about the close games that they have, and sometimes they can just come out of nowhere. They can literally come out of nowhere. Yeah. This is tough. I know they're gonna lose these. I don't want to say the top 3, but I think they're gonna lose the top 3.
What if they don't?
I'm changing mine, Ron.
You check. What you got? What you got, Jerry?
Do what you want.
6 and 5.
Huh?
6 and 5.
He want to be like me so bad.
6 and 5.
5.
You want to be like me so bad.
I'ma actually go. Gosh. Cause these three games, these 2 games right here, you can count those as L's. I'm gonna just go ahead. They got 2 losses. That Jackson State game, iffy. The Citadel game, iffy for me.
Iffy.
Yeah, it's iffy. Cause you in Orangeburg. Buddy Pugh, he can coach his ass off if he has the right players. That's my thing. If he have the right players, he can coach his ass off. And I don't see him having a back-to-back losing season again. I'll go 7 and 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go 7 and 4. All right.
Who you that's different now.
Yeah, that is different.
You must got them beating Central.
I know these top 3 they probably gonna lose. Majority like that top 3 they probably gonna lose. And depending on what that bottom half of the schedule look like from the 10 games, it's just It's tough. It's tough. They can lose against Central. They can lose against Howard. Shit, they really being honest with you, they really can lose against Delaware State because they coming up. So it's really tough trying to prepare for a team that you don't know what they have, but the only thing you do know is they have a coach that can coach his ass off. And that's kind of scary, which you know you have a coach that can coach his ass off. All he need is somewhat of players. He don't need 3-star players. He don't need no 4 stars. He can work with 2 and 1 stars and 0-star players and make them literally the shit.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong.
That's what I think when I dive deep down in this schedule. They do got a tough schedule. The first 3 games are. Well, the first game is 75% a loss, 25% chance to win. The next 2 is 100% lose. And the Citadel, I feel like it's 50-50. It depends on how they come out in the first quarter.
Dog, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm thinking about where you going, man. And you're right, man. He ain't really had that many, losing seasons in the past couple years.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to take what he went through last year. It was like, yo, I'm not going through that again. This is hurting my legacy. So he can't go out like that. So I do think you're right. But 6-5, I don't know. Really, most of my L's I gave out came from non-conference games.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So 6-5, damn, it might get them to, nah, they're not gonna beat Central, but hey, it might get them up there in a game against Central where they have an opportunity, to win the conference. I won the conference at 6-5, so I understand you can do the shit, but
you can.
You can.
It's not out. What was Howard record last year?
The same thing almost.
Yeah, right. It was pretty bad, dog. And they was a 3-way tie, 2-way tie, something.
2-way tie.
Yeah, they always got some type of tie for the conference. So I can see them doing it.
Okay. But yeah, had to put on my analyst hat for a little second thinking about this little thing. But yeah, that will definitely wrap up the show. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you.
What you say, Jerry?
I ain't want to talk about fam schedule.
Nah, we going bits.
We building up.
Yeah, we building up.
I'm ready.
You were late.
We building up.
Oh,
yeah, we building. Yeah, we building up now. I got to speak my mind with FAMU about that schedule. I'm gonna hold it in for a couple of weeks to let it get the brewing up, then speak my mind about that. Cause
got a feeling that got something to do with one of these teams that was on another schedule too.
It has to do with one of those teams that's on the schedule. Yeah, so we will talk about that in the near future, but I'm gonna let it keep brewing up because the pot ain't boiling yet and the pot ain't steamy yet for me. Yeah,
it's a lot of division.
It's not hot enough.
Yeah,
it's not coming back to the comment section.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. So, but Jerry, what you got going on for the people? I know you came in late, man. I know you got a lot going on.
Man, I'm getting ready, man. Next week going to the Hbcu Legacy Bowl, headed out to New Orleans, seeing what's going on out there. We got a lot of good players out there, a lot of good talent. I'm definitely gonna bring back some good information for y'all, so y'all can know some stars that stood out. I'm always giving love to Division II, so I'm gonna give my Division I and Division II guys that stood out.
Definitely. And Jerry, if y'all definitely keep tabs with Jerry as far as that celebration bowl, Jerry, make sure you get a whole bunch of picks. Make sure interview some players if you can. If you got time to do it, please do it. I put it on the platform so people can see because people love seeing that stuff, man.
Yeah,
definitely. Robin, what you got prepared for the next couple of weeks?
I'm going home, y'all. Mardi Gras is this weekend. Well, it's on next Tuesday, but Mardi Gras weekend, biggest weekend leading up to Tuesday. Going home, being with family, friends. I'm excited. I need a break. and I gotta go home to get that break. So that's what I'm doing. Having a good time.
This your first time going?
Recommend it. Hmm?
And it's your first time going home?
Well, technically, I mean, I went home for Christmas, but since the new year,
Right.
so
Yeah.
this is my first time in 2023.
Good.
Yeah, man. Ron, what are you up to this week?
What I'm up to? What am I not up to? Trying to get player interviews. Hopefully I can get one this weekend. We're gonna try to work out his schedule, see what we got going on. Besides that, just keeping tabs on the All-Star game, trying to perfect my craft. We definitely got an anniversary show coming up. First week in March. You know, our 1 year anniversary as far as the pre-snap read. We brought this show together, so definitely y'all keep in tune with that. We got some great things coming down the line, you know, as far as this show. So definitely stay tuned in. We love y'all people in YouTube land, and you know, just keep viewing and feeding us, and we're gonna keep feeding y'all. Just how about it? You know, we just breaking bread out here for everybody. But thank y'all for tuning in. Peace out. One love, guys.
Bye.